So, today, what we're going to be discussing and covering is Scream memorabilia. I've been collecting Scream memorabilia not too long after I first watched it, which was on VHS with a couple friends when I was 7 years old. It wasn't until Scream 2 that that was the first time I'd become familiar with the concept of sequels, you know, seeing somebody that you developed a bond with and then watching their continued adventures. That was a new thing for me, so it was very exciting to see Sydney continue her life, to see how she grew. So it wasn't until Scream 2 that I really became addicted to the franchise and started collecting stuff. This is my oldest piece of Scream memorabilia that I still have. I remember listening to this. It is the soundtrack for part 1. Has a fold-out little booklet. That's pretty fucking cool if you ask me. So there's the back. And then there's the front. Here is a Scream VHS. I won't lie, the tape inside is not the legitimate Scream tape. Let's see what it is. 40 Days, 40 Nights, Moulin Rouge, Sugar and Spice. Scream 2, which I hunted for, because if you're old enough to remember, VHS tapes weren't on sale initially. When they first came out, you could only rent them. So I called every single video store I could at age 7, begging/asking them if they had Scream 2 on sale. Everywhere said no. Everywhere. I probably called dozens of places until my dad finally just convinced somewhere to sell us a used copy for probably like an inflated price. But this is actually has the tape for it. I seem to have colored on it with blue marker and whiteout. But yes, it's pretty great that it's still in here. I was not kind and I did not rewind. My next piece is the Scream DVD box set, the first ever Scream collection that I lusted after as a 9 or 10-year-old. It came out around Christmas time, and this is all I wanted. It's ripped. I don't know if you can tell. It's been taped back together because my nephew, as a baby, I took my eye off him for 2 seconds, and that motherfucker just ripped this shit up. This is a pretty different piece of memorabilia. It was a surprise from one of my best friends, Amanda. And it is a Scream 4 phone. When you lift it, it says things. Eventually.
What's your favorite scary movie? Oh, Sydney. You hang up on me and I'll cut through your neck until I feel bone. Oh, Sydney. Friends count, but it's the family ties that cut deep.
So yes, I love this. The next Scream collection that would come out was this, which seems to be kind of rare now. Scream deserves better than this, but it's okay, I guess. I mean, they didn't even give disc arts. Like, what the fuck is that shit? But, you know, Still Screaming, the documentary, was supposed to have tons of special features on it, but Lionsgate, for some reason, decided, nah. The producers of the documentary were forced to release a separate release of bonus features. So that's this, the Still Screaming bonus features. It's got all the extended interviews and lots of videos of fans' props and collections. Like, if you want to see an impressive collection, turn this video off right now and go look at that, because some of that shit is gnarly. I showed you already that Scream cassette tape. I did have Scream 3, the CD, but I don't know what happened to it. But I was able to come across the soundtracks again later on for Scream 2 and Scream 3. Doesn't look like there's any pictures of Sarah Michelle. Oh no, she's right there, right? There's Sarah. This was like a letdown. Like, what the fuck is this shit? The other movie, we get like all those cool movie stills, and like with this, we get like, what is this? Artist pictures? Who cares? Scream 4 just got the love it deserved. In other territories, it did not get that in America. The DVD got a slipcover. We got some badly done Photoshop job. But I put it in a red case, which makes it look slightly more acceptable. I tracked down a Canadian edition of Scream 4 that had a slipcover, and it's beautiful. Like, objectively beautiful. So yes, there is the back. Here's a knife. This is next. It's a machete. There's not a machete in Scream 4. I don't think there's a machete in the entire Scream franchise. Official Scream 4 merchandise. Here's this little guy. This is where it's at, okay? This is a good cover. This is how it's done. Okay? Dewey looks good. Look at this shit, okay? Like, what is this? What is that? What is that face? That's cute. Cute. Not cute. Scream vinyl that I recently put in a vinyl frame. I'm not gonna take it out for you guys, because you guys aren't that important. But I took the record out for you guys to see. So to wrap up, I'm just going to do a brief rundown on my thoughts on the franchise. Scream 1, nothing beats it. So few other horror movies beat it. It is brutal as fuck. That opening scene with Drew still holds up to this day. The next movie is Scream 2, which for me is tied with Scream 1. Both movies get 5 out of 5 stars for me. So yeah, Scream 1, Scream 2, right there, right on par with each other. Scream 4, I love. It introduced the single greatest addition, not only to the Scream franchise, but to horror in general. Kirby. Olivia's death scene. Holy shit. Thank you, Wes, for your obsession with obscene amounts of blood. Scream 1, 2, and 4, they're all 4 and above. Scream 3 is a 3.5 out of 5 for my rating on it. It is not a Scream movie. It is a spin-off. It is Gail and Dewey and Jennifer's wacky adventures in Hollywood with murder thrown in. It had moments of thrill, sure, but it lost that feeling that made it feel so grounded. The important thing is, I love the Scream franchise. I love all of the Scream movies. I just love some of them more than others. And in addition to this shirt that I'm wearing, I also have this one. So that is officially going to do it for this Scream collection show-off section. I am so excited for Scream 5 next year because that just means even more memorabilia is going to come out. More stuff for us to spend unnecessary amounts of money on. And it's going to be amazing. And I look forward to seeing your guys' collection and showing more of mine.